Ahoy there, pirates! A mirror or one falcon, here from Rare Thief. It's decision time once again. However, instead of determining the future of a beloved outpost, you'll be deciding the fate of the notorious Captain Flameheart and the honorable Sir Arthur Pendragon. So, how exactly do you choose a side and vote for what happens to these two distinguished pirates? Well, the Return of the Damned adventure is divided into two paths, each influencing what happens to Captain Flameheart differently. Belle's path will have you siding with Belle and Pendragon as they work to prevent Flameheart's return. Choosing Belle's path and helping her ritual will also prevent Pendragon's soul from being cast into a void. Opposite Belle's path is the Reaper's path. The Reaper's path will have you siding with the Servant of the Flame as he works towards resurrecting Flameheart. Choosing the Reaper's path and helping his ritual will also condemn Pendragon to a terrible fate. You can complete both paths, allowing you to understand the story and earn every available reward. But you'll have to do more than play both sides to sway the fate of Flameheart's spirit your way. During the adventure, specific actions you can perform will either count towards preventing Flameheart's resurrection or resurrecting him. You can continue to do these actions even after completing each path until the adventure ends. The more you do, the more it will help the side you want to win. Behind the scenes, the game will keep track of the number of times you completed these actions. Then, at the end of the adventure, the efforts of every pirate who participated will be tallied up, and the fate of Flameheart and Pendragon will be revealed. To help Belle's side, you must strengthen Belle's ritual with energy to prevent Flameheart's resurrection. The more you contribute, the more points you will add to her side. You can perform two repeatable actions to help power Belle's ritual. These actions include delivering Bewitching Dolls from Sea Forts to Belle, and delivering enchanted Bewitching Dolls from Sea Forts to Belle. Bewitching Dolls by themselves contain very little energy, so delivering a Bewitching Doll to Belle will add the least amount of points to her side. Enchanted Bewitching Dolls contain more energy than regular dolls. Their more energy means more points, so delivering an enchanted doll to Belle will add more points to her side on top of the regular amount. You can give Belle Bewitching Dolls whenever you want during the adventure. You don't need to actively be doing Belle's path for them to count towards her side. While those are the two actions you can perform to add points to Belle's side, you can increase these points by capturing sea forts in Belle's name. To increase the worth of a Bewitching Doll even further, you want to have claim over at least one sea fort when handing in a doll. Each claimed sea fort will add more energy to the Bewitching Doll, so the more sea forts that belong to Belle when you deliver the Bewitching Doll, the more points you'll add. The sea forts must be in her favor when you turn the doll to receive the effect. If you want to maximize your efforts, you could capture all 6 sea forts before handing in an enchanted Bewitching Doll for the maximum amount of points per doll. To help the servant side, you must strengthen the servant's ritual with energy to resurrect Flameheart. Just like Belle's side, the more you contribute, the more points you will add to his side. You can perform the same 2 repeatable actions, but deliver the dolls to the servant instead. The point system for the Bewitching Dolls works just as it does for Belle. Delivering a regular Bewitching Doll will add the minimum amount of points, while handing in an enchanted Bewitching Doll with all 6 sea forts claimed will add the maximum amount of points. Like Belle, you don't need to be on the servant's path for any Bewitching Dolls you deliver to count. So now that you know how to choose a side, how do you complete the adventure and earn your rewards? To complete the Return to the Damned adventure, you must complete Belle's path by working with Belle, and the Reaper's path by working with the Servant of the Flame. Completing Belle's path will reward you with the Belle's Ritual Sales Cosmetic. Completing the Reaper's path will reward you with the Reaper's Ritual Sales Cosmetic. To earn the Devotee of the Damned title, you'll need to complete all 10 deeds for the adventure. You can see the deeds and your progress towards them in the Adventure tab. There are no checkpoints for this adventure, so you'll need to complete each chapter in one session. The Return of the Damned adventure will be available to all pirates from November 3rd to November 17th. So, now that we know how the adventure works and what we need to do to earn our rewards, let's get into the step-by-step guide. To start the Return of the Damned adventure, you'll need to speak with Larinna at any active outpost across the Sea of Thieves. You can find her just outside the tavern. Once you've found Larinna, speak with her. You'll see several different dialogue options you can select. Choose the last option, asking about Belle and the Reaper's bones. Larinna will then prompt you with 2 more dialogue options. If you choose Belle's path, you will work towards banishing Flameheart from the Sea of Thieves. If you select the Reaper's path, you will work towards resurrecting Flameheart. As soon as you choose a path, you'll begin Chapter 1 of the adventure. We'll cover both paths in this guide, as you'll need to complete both for all the rewards. but we'll start with Belle's path. You will start Belle's path as soon as you let Larinna know you want to help Belle. Larinna will then give you a note directing you to Shipwreck Bay to help Belle with her ritual to prevent Flameheart's return. Sail to Shipwreck Bay and meet with Belle as soon as you're ready. You can find Belle just north of the large shipwreck on the island's southern beach. She will be standing next to a ritual table and Pendragon. Before speaking with Belle, you'll want to read Belle's first journal on the shipwreck. You can find the journal on the balcony behind the captain's cabin. After reading the journal, hop down and speak with Belle. Then choose the Complete Chapter Dialogue option to complete Chapter 1. Talk to Belle again and choose the Continue Belle's Path dialogue option to let her know you want to help complete her ritual and start Chapter 2. Belle will then fill you in on her ritual and what she needs from you. She will then give you a checklist and her fort flag. You can equip both of these items from your quest radial. Access your quest radial and equip Belle's checklist. You'll see 2 tasks that you'll need to complete for her. Conquer a sea fort and raise Belle's flag there. Return to Belle with a Bewitching Doll or Enchanted Bewitching Doll. After you completed both of those tasks, you can speak with Belle to complete the chapter and Belle's path. As you can only find Bewitching Dolls inside of sea forts, you want to start with the first task, conquer a sea fort and raise Belle's fort flag. To complete this task, you'll need to sail to any of the 6 sea forts that have yet to be claimed or claimed by the Reaper's bones. You can quickly see which sea forts have been claimed by referring to the ritual table, or scanning the horizon for red Reaper's Bones beacons. The models on the ritual table will have a Belle-themed flag on them if claimed by Belle, or a Reaper-themed flag if claimed by the servant. The sea fort claim beacons appear after pirates have claimed the sea fort for their side. A greenish-blue beacon emitting from the sea fort means that it belongs to Belle, and a red beacon means it belongs to the servant. Once you have found the suitable sea fort, it's time to sail to it and claim it for your side. If the sea fort you choose to conquer is inactive, you can immediately head to the top, equip your side's flag, and interact with the flagpole to raise it. However, if the sea fort is active, you'll need to defeat waves of phantoms and kill the captain of the fortress before you are allowed to raise your flag. If the Reaper's Bones have claimed the sea fort you were conquering, you'll fight Reaper's phantoms and a flame of the fort instead. You'll also need to lower their flag before raising yours. After raising your flag, a green sea fort claim beacon will rise from the sea fort, letting other pirates across the sea know that you have claimed the sea fort for Belle. You can use Belle's fort flag as often as you like, but only while actively doing the adventure. One sea fort you want to make sure you visit is the Royal Crest Fortress. Belle's second journal is stashed at that sea fort, on the floor with all the bunk beds. You'll find it on a table at the end of the room. If you tackle an active sea fort, you might encounter a Soul Flame Captain. While they're not necessary to defeat to raise your flag, these fearsome foes will be helpful for Belle's next task. Speaking of that task, as we mentioned, you can find Bewitching Dolls on sea forts. Specifically, you can find them hidden inside cabinets, cupboards, crates, and other furniture that you can open. Once you find a piece of furniture, interact with it to open its door and reveal the contents inside. You will usually find treasure in gold pouches. However, if you're lucky, you will find a Bewitching Doll. There will be at least 2 Bewitching Dolls hidden in a sea fort. You are guaranteed to find one though, inside the cupboard of the fortress treasury. What you will not find is enchanted Bewitching Dolls. Instead, you'll need to make those yourself. To make one, you will use the soul of a defeated Soulflame Captain to enchant a Bewitching Doll and turn it into an enchanted Bewitching Doll. Unfortunately, Soulflame Captains are not guaranteed to spawn at a sea fort, so you'll need some luck to create one. Bewitching Dolls will appear again in a sea fort once it resets after 12 to 15 minutes of it being vacant and no one near it. With the sea fort conquered and a Bewitching Doll in hand, head back to Belle on Shipwreck Bay. Deliver your Bewitching Doll to Belle and you'll complete Belle's path. If you want to continue fighting for Belle, speak with her to continue Belle's path again, receive Belle's fort flag, and conquer more forts, while collecting and delivering Bewitching Dolls. As we mentioned, you can turn in Bewitching Dolls and lower fort flags without being on Belle's path. You just need to be doing her path to raise her flag. If you're ready for the Reaper's path, sail to the Reaper's hideout. You can find the Servant of the Flame on the beach just outside the main structure on the island. He's standing next to a ritual table and the remains of Captain Flameheart. Before speaking with the servant, you'll want to read the servant's first journal on the south side of the main structure. It sits in a wooden crate below the wooden scaffolding with a cannon facing south. After reading the journal, head to the servant to speak with him, and choose the Continue Reaper's Path dialogue option to let him know you want to help complete his ritual. If you started this path by speaking with Larinna, choose the Complete Chapter dialogue option, and then talk to him again to help with the ritual. The servant will then fill you in on his ritual and what he needs from you. He will then give you a checklist and his fort flag. Just like Belle's items, you can equip both of these from your quest radial. Access your quest radial and equip the Reaper's checklist. You'll see 2 familiar tasks that you'll need to complete for him. Conquer a sea fort and raise his flag there. Return to him with a Bewitching Doll or an enchanted Bewitching Doll. After you've completed both those tasks, you can speak with the servant to complete the chapter and the Reaper's path. To complete the Reaper's checklist, you'll need to sail to a sea fort to conquer it and find the Bewitching Dolls hidden within. Similar to Belle's task, you'll need to sail to a sea fort that is unclaimed, or claimed by Belle for you to raise the Reaper's fort flag. Once you have found an unclaimed sea fort, or cleared out a claimed one from an enemy threat, head to the top and raise your flag on the flagpole. If you are recapturing a sea fort from Belle, expect to fight ancient phantoms and a priest of the fort instead of the regular phantoms and the captain of the fortress. One sea fort you want to make sure you visit is Mercy's End Fortress. The servant's second journal is sitting on a bench on the first floor by the large kraken skull. Again, similar to Belle's task, you'll need to scour the sea fort for Bewitching Dolls. Don't forget that you can always find one in the fortress treasury. Enchant a Bewitching Doll if you can, and sail back to the Reaper's hideout with at least 1 Bewitching Doll. Sell your Bewitching Doll to the Servant of the Flame, and you'll complete the Reaper's path. If you want to continue fighting for the Servant, speak with him to continue the Reaper's path again, receive the Reaper's fort flag, and conquer more forts while collecting and delivering Bewitching Dolls. Again, you don't need to actively be doing the Reaper's path to add points. You can hand in dolls and lower Belle's fort flag without talking to the servant first. But if you want his flag, you'll need to do the chapter again. With both paths complete, it's time to choose your side and give them your support. If you have any questions, comments, or wild stories from the fight, be sure to leave a comment below. See you on the sea, pirates.